How is it going, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the EIDL program. More specifically, I'm going to take you through the application process and give you a step-by-step walkthrough of what you need to do and how to fill out the form in order to get funded as quickly as possible for $1,000 EIDL grant. Now, as you guys might know, the EIDL application was only open to agricultural-based businesses for about a month and a half. However, last week they reopened it to general businesses, and with that, anybody that had a business, a side hustle, side gig, or some sort of side project that made them income in the past could apply for the EIDL program. So if you are somebody that, say, for example, mows lawns on the weekends, tutor kids, drives for Uber, or has any other side hustle, then you qualify for the EIDL program and you're going to be paying for this program one way or another through your taxes. So you might as well take advantage of it while it's available to you. In fact, I personally know a number of different people with different levels of side hustles and side businesses who applied for the EIDL program and were approved and funded for the grant in just 3 or 4 days. It's important to remember that under the EIDL program, you qualify even if you don't have an official business or an official LLC. All you need is your social security number and some general business revenue figures. So let's go over the application now and I will walk you through the process. As you can see right here, we are at the EIDL application. If you guys follow the link in the description below, it will lead you to this exact page here. So the first step in this process is to verify that you are an eligible entity. And so the way that you would do this is you need to choose one of these options here that best applies. For many people with side businesses, in most cases it's going to be the third option, which is applicant is an individual who operates under a sole proprietorship with or without employees or as an independent contractor. This is what a lot of people are applying under and getting approved. In fact, I would say 95% of the people that I know have applied under this third option. If you're someone that does not have an LLC or an EIN number, this would be the best option for you. Once you select your verification, you will then have to review and check all of the following. If you are unable to check all of these, you are not eligible. These are just standard questions, things like applicant is not engaged in any illegal activity, not delinquent on child support, does not present live sexual performances, does not derive more than 1/3 of revenue from gambling, applicant is not a lobbyist, and finally, applicant is not a government entity or a Congress member. Read through them carefully and make sure you are able to check all of them. Once you click all of these options, you're simply going to click next. Now, this next step is where I think a lot of people get stuck because it says business legal name. If you are somebody who is applying under an independent contractor, meaning that you do not have a proper LLC, then you will just put your name here. So in this case, I will put James Smith. Next is your trade name. A lot of companies will have an LLC, but their business will be known as something different. And so a trade name is kind of that different name rather than the LLC name. If you are applying under an independent contractor and you are not applying under an LLC, then again you would just put your own name. Next is your EIN or your social security number. If you have an LLC, then you will want to apply under your EIN. It's important to remember that if you apply under an EIN and under an LLC, then your banking information has to match that business, meaning that you cannot put your personal banking information for the deposit information. It has to be your business checking account. And so if you have an LLC but for whatever reason you don't have a business checking account, then you should just use your social security number to ensure that you get the deposit. Next, you're going to click organization type. You'll want to click independent contractor. Is the applicant a non-profit? No. Is the applicant a franchise? No. Next is gross revenue for 12 months prior to the date of the disaster. This is important because this is where a lot of people end up getting denied. So you want to remember that gross revenue is the number before expenses. So it's kind of the bigger number without expenses and costs taken into account. Of course, you'll want to put the actual figure that reflects your business. For this example, we'll just put 40,000. Next is your cost of goods sold in the past 12-month period. For this example, we'll just put $20,000, meaning that there was a profit of $20,000. The next question is regarding rental properties. This would only apply to you if you were into real estate investing, so I'm just going to leave that blank. Non-profit or agricultural enterprise cost of operations, again, only applies if you have an agricultural business. Compensation from other sources received as a result of the disaster, if that applies to you, you would put it, but it's not a required field, so you can just leave it blank. Provide brief description of other compensation sources. Again, it's not a required field. I would just leave that blank. Next is your primary business address. Again, if you were somebody who was applying under an independent contractor, then you would just put your personal address here. Next is your business phone number. And again, if you don't have a business, you would just put your personal phone number here. Next is your business email. And this is the email that you will be getting the portal invites into and various other SBA information sent to you. So you will want to make sure that you have access to this email relatively easily because you will get updates into it. Next is the date the business was established. So you'll want to put whatever date the business was established, and keep in mind that if your business was established after January 31st, 2020, then you are not eligible, and so you want to keep that in mind while you're applying. Current business ownership, if you were somebody that had a business that you bought or acquired, you would then want to put when you became the owner of that business. Then business activity, so what type of business you are involved in. You can put anything that applies to your situation. I'll just say automotive repair. Detailed business activity, so you would want to then go into more details here. I'll say car wash. The number of employees as of January 31st, 2020. Remember, count yourself as an employee. If you're an independent contractor, it's just you. Then put 1. Then you're going to click next. Then you will be brought to business owners information. Right underneath business owners, you can see here it says, is your business owned by a business entity? You will want to click no if you are an independent contractor. Make sure to select that before going forward because it will not let you move on until you select that. Then you'll have to enter your business owner information, so things like first name, last name. Again, if you're an independent contractor, it would just be your information over again. You'd enter your mobile phone, your title, ownership percentage, email, make sure it's an email that you have access to, and then you will want to enter your social security number, your date of birth, and your address. If your business has more than one owner, then you would click add additional owner. If not, you would just move on. And then from here, you're going to answer yes or no to the following questions based on criminal activity. In the past year, has this business or the owner been convicted of a felony? Is the applicant or any listed owner currently suspended or debarred from contracting with the federal government? Are you presently subject to an indictment or criminal information? Click no or whatever would apply to you. Then, if someone assisted you in completing this application, this person must enter their information below. I would just click no. Then it would say, I would like to be considered for an advance of up to $10,000. I cannot stress enough how important it is for you to have this box checked before you click submit. If you don't, then you will not get the grant, so it can totally ruin your application. Once you check the box, you're simply going to type in your bank name, your account number, and your routing number. Then once you're done with that, it will say, I hereby certify under penalty of perjury that the above is true and correct. You will click that, and then you're going to click next, and that's literally it. Then you will be given a confirmation number. I encourage you to take a screenshot of it for your records, and then you should receive some sort of invite within the next probably 24 to 48 hours. You would want to accept the invite and sign up for a portal access, and you will get the grant a couple of days later. So it's super easy and straightforward. You can apply with your social security number, and you don't have to accept the loan in order to get the grant, and you can get the grant funded within 3 to 4 days. So that's a free $1,000 to you just because you have a side hustle, a side gig, or a side business. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.